We're here in the windy city of Chicago, Illinois. A view there of its iconic star, Michael Jordan in bronze. It's the Philadelphia 76ers and the Chicago Bulls. 2K Sports is proud to present NBA basketball. Alongside Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. A quick check now at the starting lineups for both teams. And guys, what are we going to be looking for in this one from Noel?
You look at Noel, guys, he's an athletic, bouncy, 6'11" big man with a 7'4" wingspan. It's no wonder he's been a dynamic shot blocker before he arrived in the NBA, and now it's just a matter of getting bigger and stronger.
You know, I love the fact that he's always turned up. His motor is excellent. Now, he's got to recover from that ACL injury, but I tell you what I saw of him as a shot blocker, a guy who runs the floor, rebounds both backboards, and is a pretty good passer right now, and I think will smooth out and expand his offensive game. Keep an eye on his development. He could be a very impactful player.
Now Young, following the three-point attempt by Derrick Rose. Young dishes to Richardson. Pass to Noel. Chicago grabs the miss.
Nerlens Noel, one of those players that has become so valuable in the NBA. A mobile defender who can get out to the perimeter, guard smaller players, but still with the ability to block shots in the paint.
Richardson kicks to Noel. Dishes it to Young.
Oh! Are you kidding me? That was a power punch right there.
That's not as easy as he made it look, guys. You've got to have some skills to pull that baby off.
Well, he's got plenty of those skills necessary, partner.
Man.
Oh, you know it. The guy can climb the ladder, can't he?
And for Noel, his offensive game is a bit of a work in progress, but I know, Clark, you love his moment.
I certainly do. You know, at Kentucky, they started tracking players' heart rates during practices to measure effort. And they never had to call out Noel in that regard. He's all effort all the time.
Young outside, puts up a three. Joakim Noah grabs the miss. The Bulls have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. And he sinks it from deep. Three-pointer good from Butler.
I thought the defense really kind of slacked off there. He's going to drill those threes when he gets a good look.
Now here's Carter Williams. Noel, a good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
The shot. Boozer, no luck.
Ill-advised shot selection right there, Clark.
It really was. I mean, very low percentage shot there.
And it's Carter Williams, that time on the assist by Turner. Carter Williams has got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. There's Rose with the three, rejected by Carter Williams. Puts up a three. They get it back. Here's Dang, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
Well, probably the right play defensively. If you can't get the block, send them to the free throw line. Don't give them an easy two.
No easy buckets inside. Force free throws and work to keep them out of the lane next time around. And not to be overlooked about Luol Deng. He's one of the elite perimeter defenders in the NBA. He's got tremendous size and length, lateral quickness, and boy, does he play with tremendous effort and focus night in and night out. He's one of my favorite guys to watch work.
Well, he earned that one. Took the hit and still found a way to knock it down.
Yeah, fantastic body control. And the will to get it done. You like that focus.
You talk about Dang's effort and toughness. Easy to see why he's a favorite of Bulls coach Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah, he guts it out. He plays through pain. Bad hamstring, toward ligaments in his wrist. Remember last year in the playoffs, he had the issue with the spinal tap. Just such a tough player and perfect fit for the Bulls.
Now here's Boozer. Thaddeus Young missing his last shot. Outside Butler. From deep. Rebounded by Noel.
A clear look at the hoop. He doesn't miss many of those.
It's off his leg. And it's being called a kickball. Spencer Hawes is checked in for Philadelphia. Arnett Moultrie comes in for Thaddeus Young. Here's Carter Williams. Hawes the pass to Moultrie. Turner dishes to Carter Williams. Another miss by Philadelphia. Chicago trailing here. Outside Dang. From deep three-point range, great D that time from Hawes. For Philadelphia, they've gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far, right at the 50% mark.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
Love it. Old school, just physical play in the paint, dominate.
Carter Williams kicks to Moultrie, and Luol Deng gets the whistle that time.
Tell you what, it's hard to argue with the record for Coach Tom Thibodeau of the Bulls, but the rumor mill has it that the front office hasn't been happy with how hard he's ridden his top players. Luol Deng missed time last season with a hamstring injury. Joakim Noah came down with plantar fasciitis. Hey, those things happen, and I'm not quite sure you can put that at the feet of Tom Thibodeau.
The 76ers leading by 5. Anderson dishes to Moultrie. Turner passes to White. A 3 from Anderson, and that one's good. Anderson's got 5 points so far. And we may have an injury here. That does not look good.
Yeah, Clark, that did not look good. Let's keep our fingers crossed that it's nothing too serious.
Boy, you can't help but feel for him. I mean, one moment you're doing what you do best, and the next, the situation's really out of your hands. I really hope he's okay.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. And going back to Tom Thibodeau and that minutes load on his stars, it seems it's getting harder for players to weather big minutes, Steve, these days.
I think it's going to be really interesting going forward to see this Bulls team this year and beyond. Will that wear them down? Their guys play too many minutes. They've had a lot of injuries. I think it's time to scale back a little bit on the minutes played.
Ozzie Muhammad's checked in for Chicago. Rose comes in for Dunleavy. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. Tom Thibodeau had some words for his team in that last huddle. The strategy included running the offense through Rose. Coach said he's the player who should be getting the bulk of their touches early on in this game, and that's certainly nothing unusual for someone with his talent. He was also adamant that they can take advantage of this defense with the use of solid ball screens in the pick-and-roll game. Well, it hasn't been pretty so far, but with those changes being made and the game plan still in the opening stages, they could easily turn things around. Kevin?
Thanks, Doris. Here's Rose after the made shot from Arnett Moultrie. Rose kicks to Heinrich. From past the arc. And again, it's Rose with a 3. Rose has got 8 points.
He presents a defender with a serious challenge, always.
Pause, dishes to Anderson. Kicks it to Turner. Anderson passes to Turner. And stolen by Butler. And here we go, the Bulls fast break. And finished off by Rose.
Guys, that's simply superb. Ball pressure, a run out, and then a dunk in transition.
Exactly, Clark, what they wanted. The aggressive defense to lead to.
Yeah, points in transition.
Yeah, that's why you want to make the other team feel uncomfortable handling the ball, because you can get easy points out of it at the other end. Nice soft touch to drop that one in.
For Philadelphia, they have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far. Free throw, good, Anderson. Here's Muhammad. Launches it. They're scoring fast and furious. And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the 76ers.
Guys, they're really passing the ball well here in the first half.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
And so in the game for the 76ers, they've got Noel. Carter Williams is out there with James Anderson. Then there's Richardson, and it's Young in at the power forward position. Trying his luck deep. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
That's something we didn't see at all from him in the first half when he had a goose egg from three-point land. Michael Carter Williams, the rare 6'6" true point guard. Both his mother and his stepfather are high school basketball coaches, so you know he's got a really good basketball IQ. That seems to run in the family.
And here's Anderson from the arc, and that one's good. Anderson's got 11.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
And there's the feed to Gibson. Young with the steal. And now here comes Young leading the break. The three from Anderson. It's all in by the Bulls. Boozer's got 3 rebounds now in this one. And for Carter Williams, unusual height for the point guard position.
Yeah, he's long. I think the main thing he'll need to do at the NBA level is really work on that outside shot. It's got a little bit of a hitch in it right now, and he's got to get that corrected, because if he does, he's got a chance to be special as a point guard.
He's quick and he is athletic.
Yep.
A chance here to get a quick injury report. And let's send it over to our Doris Burke for an injury update on Luol Deng.
Hey, Kevin, I spoke with head athletic trainer for the Chicago Bulls. Right now, he said it looks like a severely sprained ankle, something every player hates to hear. He'll be out for the rest of this game and most likely will have to miss an extended period of time.
Thanks, Doris. Guys, the only thing you can wish for is that the prognosis isn't quite as bad as they're making it out to be.
Yeah, exactly, Kevin. I don't know, though. I mean, one way or another, it seems to me as though it's going to be a long time before we see him back in uniform.
Yeah, such a shame, guys. You always hate to hear of any player getting injured, and this one, this does not sound good.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Boozer. And it's Butler in.
Oh, my goodness. What a huge play.
Well, this is how you completely rattle an opponent's rhythm.
Yeah, you know, such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just the tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia.
Starting to get a little momentum here after that scoreless first quarter.
I think it's fair to say that the top of the Eastern Conference has been getting tougher over the last few seasons. Unfortunately for the Sixers, they've headed the other direction. They've been going south, and part of why they were on the outside of the playoffs looking in.
No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. It's on Jason Richardson. That's a mammoth dunk for someone who's far from the biggest guy out there on the floor.
Yeah, perhaps that'll give them the boost they're looking for to get out of the hole here.
Yeah, it should. I mean, if that doesn't fire them up, I don't know what will.
And back to what you were saying, Clark, about Philadelphia going through a lot of roster changes last year. You're right, in a season where a lot of other teams in the East put it all together. Steve, bad timing for Philadelphia.
Yeah, bad timing. Roster changes and injuries, of course. I mean, the big trade for Bynum looked like it was going to be something that could help them get to the top of the East, but Bynum never played a single game for them. And so it's understandable why Philadelphia struggled.
What was supposed to be a fresh start for Jason Richardson last year never really came to fruition, guys. I mean, not very far into the year, he had a bad injury to his left knee and had to close things down for the season.
Turner's checked in for Anderson. And for Richardson, surgery last season to repair a cartilage tear in his left knee when he played for Philadelphia.
Well, in his prime, he was one of the most explosive leapers in the NBA. Former dunk contest champion. He began to lean on his three-point shooting as his career went on. Been a very productive player over the years.
Spencer Hawes is checked in for the 76ers. Young from outside, that's good. Got 12.
In the first, he had trouble hitting with any consistency. But here in the second, he's turned it around.
And here's Rose outside. That doesn't go either for Rose.
Solid rebound there. And with the score like it is, that's an area they just can't afford to get lazy with.
You know, I think the effort's been there, Steve, but they're still getting outworked just by a skosh.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the three-point line. That's 4 of the last 5. You got to run those guys off the line.
I agree, and the defense is practically giving them those shots, though.
And there's an intentional foul, but I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Yeah, tough to explain that one. But it looks like he just lost his focus.
And the 76ers making a change here. Moultrie's checked in. Out to White. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
I have no idea why he was fouling there.
And even the foul, I mean, you can't be wrapping guys up like that. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. That's a meaningless play.
And out of bounds is Chicago gains possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Feeds it to Dunleavy. Back to Heinrich. Shot to stop the run. But they recover it. And the call will be against Jason Richardson. That'll be his second foul of the game. There's 1:47 left in the first half. There's the pass to Boozer, and stolen by Richardson.
This game is going to get even more out of hand unless they stop coughing the ball up.
Yeah, it's been a forgettable quarter for them. Terrible ball handling.
Defensive foul. He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
Well, and you know, you'll take what you can from him from the foul line. A season ago, he shot in that low 60% range.
You know, yeah, guys, last year was a rough one for him at the stripe. I mean, it's going to be hard for him not to improve on those numbers. They were that bad. Well, the Bulls battled in last year's postseason. Got a Game 7 win in Brooklyn to sneak out of round 1 in what was one of the more interesting series of the first round, but then fell to the Heat in round 2.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. And for the Bulls, no Rose the whole time, and they had questions constantly being asked if he would return, but the team came together, Steve, and showed the Bulls aren't just a one-man show.
You know, they missed him, though, Kevin. I mean, desperately. I thought they performed admirably, but they really needed him against the Heat. They were able to steal game 1 in that Eastern Conference semifinal matchup, but without him, the Bulls just didn't have enough firepower to beat Miami.
Chicago making a switch here. Rose is checked in. And a chance here to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Gentlemen, there are some analysts who call Nerlens Noel a savant shot blocker, but he also averaged over 2 steals a game at Kentucky last season. Offense is something he's still developing, however. Noel said, quote, "Every team is always going to have its given scores. Defense is something that's undervalued. It can change the whole game in significant ways." He knows his game, guys.
He certainly does, Doris. Thanks. And Chicago shooting at 36%. They really seem out of sync offensively. Took him no time at all on that one. Heinrich's got 9 points in the quarter.
Well, it looks like he's finally found his footing in this game.
Oh!
Look out! Oh, wow! Just putting on a passing display out there.
Well, just add another fantastic assist to the highlight reel for this guy. The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening, Steve.
No, it's off the charts. It really is. And defensively, I mean, they have to start shutting down some of those lanes to the hoop.
And Turner kicks to Moultrie. Oh, trying for it. Passes it to White. And here's the intentional foul, but you know, it's coming here at a very inopportune time.
Yeah, that's a bad play there. That can really cost you the game. You've got to be smart when you make those intentional fouls.
People have talked about the defensive renaissance in Chicago as a big part of their turnaround, and that's accurate. Thibs has done wonders for this team defensively, but another aspect is that they've had one of the deepest benches in the league the past few years, too.
The 76ers making a switch here. Anderson's checked in. And Turner kicks to Moultrie, and stolen by Butler. The shot and game clock separated by 4, and the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a 3-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up. The Bulls have gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight.
Derrick Rose at the line for the Bulls. One shot.
And the free throw, no good. And the call will be against Joakim Noah. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2.
Spencer Hawes taking 2 shots.
And both free throws good by Hawes. Bulls trail by 21. Rose dishes to Heinrich. Boozer passes to Rose. Back to Boozer. Rose kicks to Boozer. Pulls up. And there's Derrick Rose on the assist from Carlos Boozer. 20 points for Derrick Rose. Good if it goes. No good trying to beat the buzzer. A dominating.
Hey, Kevin. Well, I'm here with Coach Tom.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Welcome, folks. It's halftime.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And we welcome you back to start the quarter. Players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us. A fantastic game from Derrick Rose in this one.
You know, he spoils us with his performances game in and game out, and so far, just another big scoring night for him.
Typically, when he puts up that many points in the first half, he's going to follow it up with a better second half. We'll see if that happens here.
The Bulls shooting at 44%, pretty reasonable. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So for Chicago right now, D. Rose and Jimmy Butler, the backcourt. Up front, Boozer and Noah. And it's Dunleavy in at the 3.
What was the defense doing there? I mean, he is not the guy to give an open look to, and yet they got away with it.
You know, he can be a little hesitant near the rim. We saw it there. If the defense offers just a little bit of resistance, he doesn't take it up quite strong enough.
And the foul on Derrick Rose. That's foul number 2 for him.
Well, he tried to step in and cut him off, but just not quick enough.
And we have the benefit of replay, but I think they got that one right, which is the case most times, even though fans don't think so.
And yes, sir, that one drops. 8 points for Nerlens Noel.
And that assist earned him a little nod from his teammate after the basket. Thaddeus Young last season stepping into the full-time power forward role for the Sixers. It's kind of a mismatch waiting to happen because he's undersized at 6'8", but way too quick for most of the guys guarding him.
And a nice soft touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle a touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by.
Well, easy points, free points for a guy with that kind of strength and agility in the paint. You got to go for every second chance opportunity.
Tries to keep it alive. There's Noel. Rose with the block. Butler against Young. And he's going up for the alley-oop. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession. And for Thaddeus Young, with the league going more towards quickness and mobility, Clark, that's certainly going to fit his strengths well.
That is absolutely right. He's not a really strong rebounder. His lack of size does make him vulnerable to post up, but he's one of the best slashers in the game. In the end, the mismatches tend to usually play out in his favor.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris.
Gentlemen, last season it seemed there was a real back and forth between head coach Tom Thibodeau and the Bulls front office regarding the big minutes he gave his starters. Thibodeau said, quote, "It's never the right amount of minutes. That's the only thing I know. If a guy's not playing big minutes, it's not enough minutes. And if a guy's playing big minutes, it's too many minutes. So you play to win. That's the whole thing. And when you're a young team, guys can handle minutes. But guys, both Dang and Noah miss significant time. Noah only playing 66 games in the regular season. Dang out through the last 7 games in the playoffs. You wonder if maybe they have a point."
They've worked to round out the roster. So that should help those minutes stay down. Noah kicks to Butler. And it's sent back by Noel. And the officials call the foul, reaching out and committing the intentional foul here, and his teammates are baffled.
Yeah, everybody's kind of looking at him like, what are you doing? I mean, I think he just lost track of the situation.
Taj Gibson's checked in for Boozer. Richardson missing again.
It has not been an ideal start to the second half. They've missed 3 of their first 4.
And he gets it to go. Noah's got his first bucket in this one.
Boy, nice work inside. Tough to get that shot over a big defender like that.
No, that takes skill and creativity, Steve, particularly on the release to make sure he doesn't get a hand on it.
Bulls trail by 16. Outside Rose. He feeds it to Dunley. Butler on the wing. Launches a 3. Butler missing again. And that's an intentional foul. 76ers have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Here's Carter Williams. That's good. Carter Williams has got 5 now.
Boy, beautiful assist. That's a couple of teammates clearly on the same page.
Outside Rose for the 3. Evan Turner pulls it in. Turner's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Boy, he is a strong finisher on the fast break.
Yeah, he sure is. He remains in total control, even at full speed. I love that about him.
Outside Butler from deep. And again, Chicago, no good.
Boy, I tell you what, the complexion of this game would be completely different if he'd shot the ball anything like he's capable of.
Back to Turner. He dishes it to Noel. From 12 feet out. Carter Williams, the pass to Richardson. Finds himself wide open and drills it. Richardson's got 4 points in the quarter.
He could have forced a tough inside shot, but made a terrific kick out to find the open jumper instead. Boy, there were a bunch of problems for Philadelphia last season, and a lot of them stemmed from the inability to score. Problems on offense typically make it harder for you to defend effectively, but also make it tougher for you on the road, too.
1:37 left in the third. Plenty of space. Here's Young. Out to Turner. There's the dish to Carter Williams. Back to Turner. Pass to Noel. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Richardson with it. Now guarded by Gibson. Just 5 to shoot. Out to Turner. Takes the 3. The rebound by Gibson. Gibson's got 3 rebounds now in this one. And Clark, to the point you made about the 76ers, scoring was hard enough for them at home. But with 20,000 people booing you and playing on foreign rims, Steve, it got that much tougher for him away from Philadelphia.
Well, let's be honest, Kevin. The whole season went down the drain with Andrew Bynum's injury because the team was going to be built around him. And when you can't throw the ball into the low post and you've given up your athletes on the perimeter, now you have no identity. And I think that was the issue for Philly last year.
That's tipped. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Goes up again. Dunleavy's shot is off.
Well, it's the edge they've had in that area on the glass that's played a big role in this game.
Yeah, they've got some strong guys, Steve. Guys that are strong and well put together, and they've used that strength to their advantage down low.
And the shot is good. Richardson's got 9.
Well, here we go again. An open path to the hoop, an easy 2 points. Where is the defense?
Here's Noah. What a play. Simply drains it in at the buzzer.
And an ideal finish to the quarter.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. 76ers lead by 17. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And the finish, guys, this is where you know you are right on the money with that pass. Look at that. Perfectly timed.
So on the floor for Philadelphia, Arnett Moultrie is out there with Spencer Hawes. Then it's Royce White. Then it's Carter Williams. And it's Anderson in at the 2-guard spot. Offensive rebound. Outside Rose. Fires the 3. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Hawes got his 3rd rebound tonight.
Blocking foul. That's his 3rd personal foul. First team foul.
White against Butler. Hangs, and it's laid up and in on a nice move, that time from Hawes.
They've got to continue to put pressure on the defense by probing inside. That's what's really working for them.
And when you're doing the job they are inside, it takes pressure off the perimeter guy.
Obvious foul.
Yeah, he took a hit right there and earned those free throws.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the 76ers.
Well, they're taking high percentage shots in the paint. I like the way their offense is clicking.
You know, something else I've noticed is just how many of their baskets have been set up by assists throughout the game.
And he can't hit the second.
You know, Joakim Noah, part of those back-to-back championship teams at Florida, 2006 and 7, was kind of skinny in college in his first years in the league. But he's done a really good job of adding muscle to his frame. That work in the weight room and in his basement have served him well.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And with the big minutes that Joakim Noah is asked to play, it's a good thing he's been so dedicated to staying in shape.
He's another player, Kevin, who does yoga in the offseason. He's even trained with big wave surfers in Hawaii, going underwater with weights in his hands, doing jumping and running. Pretty interesting training regimen, but of course he's a very interesting guy.
Pretty wild, huh?
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Heinrich outside. The three. Can't hit. And Philadelphia the other way now.
But an 8-rebound advantage like the one they have now is always going to swing the score hard in that team's direction.
And that's certainly been the case today. Their rebounding has made a huge difference.
And the 76ers call time here.
Well, he wants to get everybody on the same wavelength, that's for sure. He may change up some things here as well.
Looks to me like he saw something that wasn't on the plan and picked now as the time to address it. I don't have a problem with that.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. Tom Thibodeau had some words for his team in that last huddle. He told his guys that they have to improve their defensive rebounding, saying, quote, second chance points can kill us. We need to be more aggressive boxing out. And I think all his guys were in agreement. He also told them to get tough. He said, let's make this one a very physical game. Likely the final major changes to their game plan as they try to make a late comeback here in the fourth. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. Snell puts the fadeaway right on the money.
Man, with somebody draped all over him. What a shot.
Philadelphia's gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all. And here's Anderson from the arc, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it. And the 76ers making a change here. The Bulls have gone just 1 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter. A bit of a slowdown for them right now. Here's Heinrich. He drains the quick shot.
Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
The 76ers leading by 22 to the inside. That shot's good from Hawes. Hawes got 4 this quarter.
You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
And Carlos Boozer gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Some changes for Philadelphia. Young comes in for Arnett Moultrie. And it's Turner in for Royce White. Anderson dishes to Young. He kicks to Hawes. Makes it off the glass.
So they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
Well, and that's why they're on this run, guys. They're getting the ball inside and getting really high percentage looks.
It's stolen by Carter Williams. It's Anderson with the drive and a strong finish with 2 hands.
Boy, the kind of moments you love to see. Excellent defense leading to a dunk at the other end.
Clark, you got to marvel at the transition game when they've got it clicking. It's really explosive.
High octane for sure.
Oof. Turning defensive pressure into offensive opportunities. That's what it's all about.
It's tipped. Pass to Young. Here we go, 1-on-1. Here's Boozer. It's Chicago with another bucket. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. It's Anderson with the drive. Outside Turner. Butler against Anderson. Shot clock at 6. Gibson against Anderson. Now Turner. And there's the foul. It goes on Taj Gibson. That's foul number 2 for him.
Frustration foul there. You've got to maintain your composure.
Yeah, he lost his cool there, Steve. I mean, you can understand it, but you can't excuse it.
Moultrie's checked in for the 76ers. Light comes in for Turner.
Well, I tell you what, you consider all the injuries the Bulls had last year, and you look at the 34-18 mark against the Eastern Conference, and it's absolutely remarkable considering what they had to go through personnel-wise.
And back to the Bulls in the East. It wasn't just one guy who stepped in the shoes of Rose or the departed Ashik. Really, it was a group effort.
You know, you looked at the roster last year, you kind of scratch your head, you go, how is this team going to get to the second round without Derrick Rose? But they did it with a group of role players, with a front line that was tough and nasty and rebounded well, and with great coaching, too. And guys, with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who's watched it. I mean, just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Philadelphia.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today. You know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
And if you had to pick one player who would maybe take over everyone else in terms of picking up his game, it was, I think, that kind of a night for Carter Williams. And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone on his team on offense. Boy, you relish these sorts of road games where you come in and you get the job done.
In a long schedule with the kinds of pressure of travel and tough opponents throughout the season, it's always good when you play a game like they have here.
Tipped away. Gibson with the steal. Out of bounds, Bulls ball. Chicago keeps possession.
They're fortunate that one was just deflected and not stolen. Dodged a bullet there.
Kwame Brown. He's checked in for Spencer Hawes. Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. 36 seconds left in the fourth quarter. He tries for three. Carter Williams can't get it to go. Well, the Bulls shooting in the fourth quarter down around 31%, not playing with as much energy here lately.
Multiple possessions have been the story of the game, and even with the big lead, this team continues to be quicker to the ball.
Outside, White. Murphy with the steal. Into Noah. And he floats in for the easy two. Credit the assist on that one.
Love the interior passing. He knew exactly where to go with that ball.
Three from the inbound. No good. So it's the 76ers winning this one easily.